Hey, okay, we're going to skip the Scout and Kennedy stones because we don't have time, but you can read it in your book if you're interested. Okay, the most common type of neutralization reactions occur between an acid and a metal hydroxide, and they yield water. Just a reminder, don't panic. Let's go to what we want to start with is redox reactions, oil rig. These are fun, you'll love it. Yay, chemistry reactions. I know you guys are excited. Okay, oil rig. Oxidation is losing. Oxidation is losing. Reduction is gaining. You cannot process this in your head because it doesn't make any sense. So don't do it. Don't be like, oh no, I can work that out mentally. You can't. That's why we came up with oil rig. Seriously, people with PhDs in chemistry, crazy smarter people than me, and they have to do the oil rig. So don't think you can, because it logically doesn't make any sense. Trust me, oil rig. Just commit it. Oxidation is losing. You're losing. Listen. Oxidation reduction reactions or redox reactions is one in which electrons are transferred. You've got to keep track of where the electrons are going. Transferred from one element to the other. Historically, the word oxidation referred to the combination with oxygen. Reduction referred to the removal of oxygen, but we've moved on from that and we've made other things. Okay, oxidation is going to go from, it doesn't necessarily go from negative to positive. Oxidation. So if it goes from a -2 to a -1, it's oxidizing. It's losing. If it goes from, here, let's do it another way. Does that make sense? When you go to negatives, it gets really hard. You have to keep track of the electrons. Where did the electron go? Did it lose it? Did it gain it? If it lost an electron, it's an oxidizing. If it gained an electron, it's reducing. Okay. Copper metal gives an electron to 2 silver ions, forming copper ions and silver metal. This is actually a cool reaction. We'll do it in lab if you want. Okay, so here's our copper. It has 0 charge. How do you know that? Because it doesn't have a charge written next to it. I tell you these things. Here's our silver. Here's our silver. How do you know it has a charge? Because it's next to it. I'm not even going to make you figure that out right now. Okay, we're just going to follow the ones that we already know. So it has a charge. It has a positive charge. You have a positive charge when you take things or lose things. Okay, it has a positive charge. 2 electrons, and now it comes over here and it has no charge. Oh, what happened? It went from positive to negative. Oxidation is losing. Oil rig. Reduction is gaining. It went from a positive to a 0 charge. It reduced. It's not logical. I'm sorry. It's just not. You just have to commit it to memory. So copper went from a no charge to a positive charge. What happens when you give things to people? Or in this case, think of it losing, think of it giving things to people. It gives you a positive feeling. You've got to remember that. The positive feeling. Because logically, losing makes you think negative. No. When 2 electrons were given away, that gives you a positive feeling. That's you lost those electrons. Oil oxidation is losing. You got to just do them. We're going to do a bunch of them in class. We're going to do a bunch of them in lab until you can do them in your sleep. You'll do them for fun. Okay. Copper is oxidized and silver is reduced. Copper, again, let's do it one more time. Copper, it lost 2. It ended up with a positive feeling. Because when you give things to people, you have a positive feeling. When you lose, oil rig, you're the oxidizer. When you take things from people, you started out with a positive feeling, and then you took stuff from someone, and now you are reduced. Okay. Here's another one. Let's do another one. Yay! Okay, see if you can do it. Pause the video. See if you can figure it out. Negative feeling. We have a negative feeling. Then you have a positive. You went from negative to positive. There's not even a positive charge here, but you can think of it like that. Okay, what happened? I went from a negative charge, and then I have a positive charge. I must have given something away because I have a more positive feeling. Oxidizing is losing, so you are the oxidized agent. Here, we've got 2 electrons. We went from having no charge to having a negative charge because you took something. When you take things, it gives you a negative feeling. So, reduced is oxidized is losing, reduced is gaining. Oil rig, you got to remember it. So, up here, 2 electrons, reduced. There's no other way. There's probably other videos. There might be people explaining it better than you. You can put redox reactions and watch some YouTube videos. There's no other way to than just doing them over and over and over again. I gave you some space. I'm going to come back up here. I gave you some space to write them down in your notes. Maybe write a few equations. Look up some YouTube videos. Oxidation and reduction always occur together. You can't have, oh, there was just an oxidizing reaction. No, it's redox. It means if something was oxidized, something was reduced. They occur together. You can't separate them. Always together. What else do we want to say about this chapter? I really don't want to say anything else about this chapter. Oh, the substance that gives up an electron and causes the reduction is a reducing agent. Oil rig. Seriously. You just have to remember it. Oxidizing is losing. Reduction is gaining. So, and the substance that gains an electron and causes the oxidation is the oxidizing agent. So that is also a little bit confusing. Something will be oxidized, but then you have to figure out which of those two is the oxidizing agent. And in the case of the oxidizing agent, it's the one that gains it on the other side. Does that make sense? You oxidized. Oxidizing is losing. So you oxidized something and you lost the electron. Okay? You started over here and then you lost it. Gave it away. You have a positive feeling. Now, you over here, you started with electrons and you lost it. Right? You're the oxidizing. Now, the guy over here, he gained it. He's the oxidizing agent. The substance that gains the electron on the other end. I'll take it. Throw it to me. Oxidizing agent. Okay? It's a little complicated. I don't want you to panic. We'll do a bunch of problems on Wednesday. Do not panic. This will be fine. Okay, that's it. That's all the notes you have. That's all the lecture. Have an awesome weekend. I will see you guys all on Wednesday, and we will do redox reaction problems until you can do them in your sleep, until you want to call people and want to do them extra because they're so fun. Redox reactions!